the weekly dose of sports show. Tonight we'll be discussing some EPL action that took place over the weekend and earlier on today. With me tonight, I have Corey, the Manchester United fan. I also have Jason in the building, as always. Bones is always here as well. Well, tonight the name changed from Bones to Onion. But Dima won't be able to make it tonight because he has prayer obligations. So just roll it tonight. See? So what am I gonna deal?
There, you know.
There.
Or the Christmas treat.
Enjoy the weekend. Nice weekend.
So the Christmas treat the man them.
Good man.
Need some money.
Just bet couldn't treat me a little better, but you know.
No joke, bro.
We there see a way, man. Give thanks to life, can't complain, you know.
Joking. So we'll kick off the show like this, and we're going to start with a match that some fans might have seen as a tricky match, but there are a lot of Liverpool fans in the comment section saying this would be a walkover victory for them. And so said, so done. Crystal Palace 0, Liverpool 7. It was a walloping. I just start with Corey.
Indeed, Liverpool put on a masterclass. They took out the revenge that Aston Villa gave them and Crystal Palace, and it was so easy for Liverpool. With the fact that they scored first in the first 3 minutes, it's always a setback for the team that's gonna fight. And Crystal Palace was trying to fight, but not getting through. And Liverpool scored 3 first half goals, and then the coach brought on the change of Saman and scored 2 goals. Especially his last goal is world class. So it was too easy for Liverpool. Too easy. 7 goals to 0, very much for them. Walk in the park.
And I'm sure that Bones doesn't have anything to say tonight because Bobby Firmino scored twice and also assisted. And for the people out there that love to hear about stats, it's the first match Liverpool front three have scored and assisted in the same match. Mane scored and assisted. Firmino scored and assisted. Salah also scored and assisted.
No, they never start together in the match.
And as Bones just pointed out,
yeah,
Salah never came on until the second half. So it was a clinic, to be honest. It was a
clinic. Problem in the Liverpool camp. Yes, no.
No, come with that.
Yeah, as Mane was frustrated.
Anyways, what for big up 2 people for Liverpool still who set quite a milestone. Firmino was the first Brazilian to reach 100 goal involvements in Premier League with 62 goals and 38 assists.
He just reached?
Yeah, he just reached 100.
That's sad.
In that match. And Jurgen Klopp, most wins by a Liverpool manager in PL history with 127 in just 196 games, just past Benitez. So big up. Dima would have loved to hear that. So
yeah. And also, I know saying that they are bragging and boast about how Minamino get him first goal and all that thing. So
no, I'm boy Curtis Jones Premier League goal.
But
that time, boy Curtis.
But we're not going to waste the time, so let's move on now to
nothing there to waste time.
So next up we saw Southampton versus Man City. Man City escaping with a 1-0 victory. And with that being said, Jason, there is Demo in the comment section say, yo, we're there, man, we're there. So yeah, man, blessings. But
big up yourself.
We saw Southampton taking on Liverpool, and not Liverpool, Manchester City.
Man City.
It was a cagey match to some extent. To be honest, Southampton was pressuring Man City in that first half. So sad to see Danny Ings go down because later on in the match, Southampton got a chance, and I'm sure if it was either Ings or Shea Adams was on the pitch that don't quite remember the player name, but I think he was the striker that replaced one of the players. So he got a chance and he missed it. But then City fans might say, Bernardo also got an easy chance and fluffed his line as well. Mahrez also
Mahrez
got
as well.
chances.
Sky one.
So thinking about it, how you saw that match, Jason?
For me see a lot of City fans boasting is like Pep transform the side into the new Mourinho now. I think City have conceded the least goals in the league now. But the attacking outlets, they play the game without a natural number 9. I think it was Ferran Torres up top. So Pep continues to experiment in that regard. I'm not sure if they probably will look at an emergency option in the January transfer window or probably promote somebody from their academy, which I think the former is likely. I don't see City as that academy level type of team. That's not for them style. But yeah, I agree. It was a cagey match. I expected actually goals on both ends because I had predicted a score draw, but alas, it ended up being 1-0. The scorer being Mr. Weird Hairstyle. I don't know where Sterling get that hairstyle from. But KDB, Jamaica hairstyle man. KDB with another assist though. Most assists for the calendar year in the league, 3 more than anybody else. So the City fans will say slow and steady, and they are favorites for the league. So we'll see.
All right. Before I move on, I have to read this comment. Just quote the green in the comment section, and he's referring to Bones saying that you put B instead of S. The sack Arteta. All right. And then we just roll over into the next match where we saw Everton taking on the Onion team. And we saw Everton beating Arsenal by 2-1. What do you have to say now, Onion?
Well, as we know, Everton is Everton is my jockey team for this season. And I'm definitely on the Everton wagon for this season, but Arsenal is the heart. Yes, of course, I'll accept that Arsenal is a onion team. I mean, the game for me was a game of ifs and buts. No Aubameyang. I had several issues with Arteta during the game. I can't see how you do not have Aubameyang and start Nketiah over Lacazette. I can't see how in the 60 something minute you take off your goal scorer and the only man on the field who looked liable of scoring and kept Willan on the field. I still can't see through that. I can't see through bringing on Joe Willock on the field even before you bring on Lacazette. Still can't see through that. And then his press conference today with all those numbers and those figures show that he's a very confused guy at the present moment.
Bones, hold on a second. You know, said just by holding this close to my face, I literally want to cry.
No, listen, listen, that's up to you. I can remember 2016 vividly when Chelsea were suffering in the league just as Arsenal is suffering right now, and they finished 10th that season. And the other season they came back and they win the league. This will always happen to one of the big teams in this era of football because this. So I'm accepting it. I'm really accepting the position that we are in, and I'm backing Arteta, as you can see. But I am backing full 110%. I'm backing Arteta, and I'm just asking the Arsenal Football Club and its owners to back Arteta in the January transfer window. That is in getting rid of some players and buying some players, right? I still believe that Arteta is the man for the job, but Ancelotti outsmarted Arteta in the game. You see, I think he's a little bit nervous right now with what is happening, so he's making critical mistakes. So we just have to give him time. I think we will bounce back. And for everybody out there who is talking about Arsenal is going to get relegated and all of this, take them bullshit out on the head. That not happen. Nothing like that area. That will never happen. Arsenal is not getting relegated. We will bounce back. And don't be surprised if on Saturday we beat Chelsea 1-0. So that's all I have to say.
Save it for Friday, boss man. Don't rush it.
Don't be surprised.
But all right, I have two questions for you, right? The first one, we have this group on Facebook named Yesterday. For those who don't know, I saw you make a post, right? That you drafted up a plan with a bunch of players that is when you add up all them together is a billion player look on.
Yeah.
That's not get the money there from his spend.
It's not, listen, it's about being smart. What that for me is a three transfer window list for me, right?
So it's over a period of time.
It's over a period of time. So you're getting 3 in January and you send out 5. You get what I say? So it's over a period of time. The money is there. If you free up, if you free up those 12 players off the wage bill, you're going to be freeing up probably about $36 million off the wage bill, which can be invested in better players right around the globe. Yeah, people are gonna say, yeah, it's just that the player, as Mikel said, the player's just not good enough.
All right, let me stop in your track. When these same players won, then Chimmy Cup, they want to win the other day. Whenever that's the same statement. Whenever they sing the same song.
Listen, it's not a Chimmy Cup. That Chimmy Cup brought us into the Europa League. Do not forget that. Chelsea, which them did win a Chimmy Cup too. But Dimo, shut up.
Bones, remember. Focus.
Yeah, let me focus. Where question be again?
Yes,
the Chimmy, the players and the Chimmy Cup. Well, you see, at that point, I still believe that there are players in the team that were still not good enough. From day one, I was singing on Xhaka. Xhaka plays like some schoolboy football where you expect to make a mistake every 5 minutes. That's how Xhaka plays, right? And if you look at the build-up over the summer after the break, it was 2 guys carrying the team in our 3 guys. Tierney, Saka, and Aubameyang. Those were the 3 guys. If you go back and you look, Mr. That's man Jason. Go back and look and all the assists that Aubameyang got during the summer period. It's either Saka, it's either Tierney, or it's either Pepe. You understand? Pepe is like he's completely frozen out of the team prior to his red card the other day. You understand? So it's just for Arteta to get his head together, get the headpiece together, and for the club to back him. And I am backing Arteta, and I think he will turn this around and will finish in a respectable
All
position.
right, let's move. Let's move on. And the next question that I have for you is that I heard Arteta dishing out some stats today, but when that's it, brother, up to this very moment, I don't understand nothing at all. The man say.
I think it was Tuyen that tagged me in it and on the page, and I was like, I read it before he tagged me. I read it like 5 times, and I had no clue what he was talking about. Not a clue. As me said, that to me, I show you say in our very, very confused state of mind right now. Very
simply put, Arteta just try to bring across a look, just not on Arsenal side right now.
I think that's what he was trying to say. Because really and truly, you have to believe in him now. Because if you look at the games that we lost, we actually dominated probably 90% of the games that we lost.
No, brother, you stretch it now.
No. May I tell you?
You get a little sorry for victory because United sorry for you and give you a little 1-0 victory.
No. Don't go back.
Come along down the line. All right. Since then, which match have you guys won? Answer my question, boss man. Since United match, which matches have you guys won?
First of all, we shouldn't be losing to Burnley at home. A game that we dominated.
You shouldn't, but you did. You shouldn't, but you did. I'm just saying.
But what may I say is there are games that we lost, that we dominated, which we should have won, and Burnley game was one of those games. The Everton game was one of those games that over the weekend where we could have easily have won the game as well. But because of simple mistakes, we lost. Again, one more point where I'm trying to make about Arteta. There is no way you can have players like Brent Leno, David Luiz, and who else was on the field? Who else was on the field? Yeah, those two. There's no way you can have those two players on the field and you give Rob Holding the captaincy. Come on, Arteta. Do better than that, brother. Brother, do better than that.
All right. Let's not waste time. And finally, where do you see Arsenal finishing this season?
I can see Arsenal finishing in the same position they finished last season. 8.
And that is
8.
Huh?
8.
All right, boss.
As Cody said, let me get the name right?
Stop watching comment section, boss man.
Oh, me now watch it over there. Yo, listen. As the man said, Arsenal 10 points away from top 4. Big man, all we need is a run of 3 games. That's all we need. When you look on it, if we can pinch Chelsea weekend, we'll cut that because Leicester are play Man U. Easy breeze. You understand? So, Leicester play Man U weekend, so somebody will lose points Leicester. Me not care who, but somebody will lose points Leicester. You understand? So when you look on it, we have to start from this weekend. We cannot go into the new year without winning a game in December. So it only have to start weekend. And it no matter who we are playing. A matter of fact, you have to start tomorrow with City. You understand? And it just no matter who we are playing, for the Barca, Real Madrid, the best teams in the world put together, it no matter who we are playing, we just need to win the next match. And that is just, as Demo said the other night, the need is great for Arsenal to win. Hence why me and him did carry Arsenal to win over the weekend.
I remember what I said to you. Here. By the way, I know I carry all my feelings still now because I tell you someone Arsenal get relegated.
Demo,
take a good look at my bones, man. Nah joke. I don't mind Arsenal get relegated.
And let me tell you something, brother.
Next point, let's move on. Let us move on.
Me share the same sentiments in Man U. And if you get dumped in our barrel and dropping a deepest
Okay, next point before I mute you. Newcastle versus Fulham. We saw that match ending in a 1-1 draw. A red card also was given in that match to Joachim Anderson. Before we get into the full details of the match, and I'm going to stick with you, Bones. Do you believe it was a red card if you saw the match?
Me never see the match.
Alright, Jason, you saw it?
It for me it wasn't a red card. I don't know how a red card is out for that. It was a foul, but it wasn't a red card. It wasn't. I think the referee was harsh in that instance.
Alright, Corey, you saw it?
Again?
Which match?
Which match is
I didn't. No, I didn't saw it, but a question: did the referee go to the monitor and look at the replay?
Yeah, he did, and I think he gave red card based on probably he was looking at it from a standpoint that it was last man.
Oh, okay.
Me never see it as wasn't there another Newcastle covering defender? I'm gonna swear say there was somebody.
Yeah, right across. But then again, Jason, what I'm saying is that if you look at it sometime, right? Our interpretation is not the ref's interpretation of what took place. So, to me, it is soft still. But from there, and you notice that Newcastle kind of gained control of the match in a sense. And determinate and
which point of the game is happening?
In the 62nd minute. But as much as still, I don't really agree with red card still. If you had given him a yellow, then yes, you could say, all right, me see with that. But to just give him a straight red.
But when you look at it, it made the coach bring on Michael Hector, right?
This was for the penalty, right?
Yeah, penalty. Yeah.
The red card. Red card. Red card, Levan.
All right. Well, next, Brighton taking on Sheffield United. A match that was You know, that's it. It was like a jacks. Hit and miss. You expected Brighton, who has been playing well this season, to at least win this match since Sheffield has been so poor. Even though Man United gave them somewhat of a life in the previous match, but they went down to 10 men, and yet still they went on to take the lead. But then comes a former United man, Dan Welbeck, with the equalizer. Jason.
I can take credit in the fact that I got my correct score prediction correct because I predicted 1-1 for this match. But I was disappointed because I actually thought this was a opportunity for Sheffield to get the first win of the season. As I said, they got the red card and they actually went into the ascendancy with a goal on his debut from Jaden Bogle. Um, both teams had opportunities thereafter. Sheffield could have easily extended. Brighton could have equalized much earlier than before that. Brighton should have actually taken the lead because if boy named Maupay didn't scuff his shot, it could have easily been 1-0 Brighton in that first half. But I said Brighton fought hard and they got the equalizer. They've been terrible at home this year. For the entire calendar year, they've only won one match at home for the entire year, and that was against the Gunners. And just for the viewers, Brighton's next home match is against Arsenal. So let us see what happens then.
Jason, you get something wrong this hour ago, though.
No,
What you say is the next fixture?
no, Brighton's next
The next
home match
home match.
Is
Home.
against?
Oh, against
Oh, the
Onion. Sorry.
All right.
My
But
bad.
next up we saw Tottenham on Sunday losing 2-0 to Leicester. And I can tell you this much. I don't think nobody that like me. I swear, brother. I was there and I was taking in the match, and all right, I saw 1-0 first and I say, all right, cool. I know that Tottenham might come back and try get an equalizer. Then I say 2-0, and then I say, all right, feel more confident now. And quick, me get an update, say, yo, goal chalked off. And then Madison also came out and he style VAR a lot. Man say, yo, look at VAR and VAR chalk off such a beautiful goal because of his armpit. Man say, yo, you can't chalk off festive goal like that, man. But eventually they got the second goal, and when they get the second goal, they kill off Tottenham basically. Let's also point out that you guys notice that Tottenham last 3 fixtures, they have drawn 1 and lost 2.
Yes, sir. I'm sure Dimo will be happy. It's Brendan Rodgers' first victory against Mourinho. So I'm sure he will be happy. The first time Tottenham actually going into halftime in a deficit. First time they actually went into halftime behind this season. So it was I actually predicted it the other way around. I predicted 2-0 for Tottenham to win, but Mourinho is just too.
I'm going to address this question or this comment. Akil Henry, I don't think this comment make much of a sense, to be honest. Brother, nobody hates Spurs. Spurs have nothing nobody hate them about.
Arsenal fans alone hate Spurs.
Yeah, but Arsenal are nobody.
Know yourself.
I'm worried about hate fam. Mourinho is who we actually hate.
No,
But-
you know that.
But important point, and Dimo just pointed it out. You notice that Spurs went from 1st to 5th in just a minute.
That's fine.
That's what I was gonna say. 8 days ago, Spurs was on top of the league. 8 days ago.
Next game, they move go 10th. If you ask me.
but this just goes to prove one thing, though, that if you don't take a chances on the day, or if you don't come out to play on the day, a team will be there to eat your food. This has been one of the most tricky seasons I've seen so far, and I think this season will be very closely matched.
be honest,
It's
Levan, I don't think Spurs came out to play in the football yesterday. They started out flat. I think one of their first shot came in the 40th minute.
no,
They didn't look like Tottenham. Harry Kane
they
got 2
actually did.
chances.
They actually did for me because I was surprised to see Mourinho start Lo Celso and Ndombele together. So clearly he was looking for some creativity. But as I said,
Yeah, he was
Spurs
looking for it,
first
but it just never happened.
Spurs
But
Spurs first shot never come until the 34th minute. So
or can
obviously
we
just
credit the teams that are now
All right.
that are going up against them now, who are setting up more tactically better against the Spurs
exactly.
team?
Hey, I'm glad
All
for
right,
that comment
hold on.
here.
This is a very good point by Joel Deal. He's saying that typical Tottenham, but the tactics for this game was reversed. Leicester was the more counter-attacking team.
Yeah, but Leicester is always a counter-attacking team.
No
Leicester,
man,
The what?
no. Sometimes they play possession-based football because depending on the side that Leicester play. All
yeah,
right,
defending.
if you check the stats, say it's only not say only, but say mostly Liverpool and City normally outmatch them in terms of position when they play since the Rogers take them over.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. So it wasn't really a case like that. They weren't always the season that they won the Premier League, yes, they were a counter-attacking side, but you see, since Rogers take them over, in change the dynamic somewhat, where they kind of play possession based at times with a mixture of counter-attacking. So I was gonna say, me happy say Tottenham did lose, but they kind of keep it on the down low because me say even tag me, I avoid the tag because I know it's a bit of a match little bit afterwards, so we just not easy back. And we don't tell about that throw something there before your match play. And with that being said, we just move directly over into that match. Manchester United 6, Leeds United 2. Jason, Statsman, run through.
Wanna see my hashtag match of the season because this is if you ever want an advert for what the Premier League is all about, you can't go no further than this match. It was from first minute to 90 minute, perfect end to end football. This is classic Premier League. And no matter how Leeds under 3, under 4, under whatever, then just give up. Bielsa just does not compromise. Bielsa don't compromise him, don't change him, stick to him all guns blazing. And credit to Leeds. Credit to Leeds. The second goal in particular was a good goal by Dallas. It was a good goal. I think he got too much space still, but I think that game was tailor made for all of the fans out there. We know that one of the key things to look out for before United plays a match is to look at the starting 11. I have not seen anything in life that creates as much dissension, creates as much controversy as when Oli put out him starting 11. Yes, Dimo, we know, but me did telling up on the last live said this is going to be a shootout, and this easily could have ended 10-5, 12-4, whatever, just that much of a match. And I mean, there was so much stats to run through. We could have go through, could have go through the entire night and do Lego stats. But if there's one thing for United to improve on, I think United, aside from the defense, I think we need it to be more clinical. Um, it's we just make one point out that Bruno has 9 Premier League goals, but then Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood combined only have 7. Last season, between the three of them, they had 60 goals plus in all competitions. So I think over Rashford is doing his part. I think it's just for Martial. I mean, I know Martial missed 3 games due to suspension, and Greenwood has been in and out of the team. He's had I think what has happened off the pitch has affected him a lot. He took his goal well against West Ham though, and expect him to push on. I thought that game against Leeds would have been ideal for him to come on. I think he could have scored a hat trick with film finishing. And
But
the
can I
amount of
find out one
space.
thing though, Jason? And I just brought up a comment by Joel Deal. He said that Hold on. That is the wrong comment. Here it is. Said great game. Team needs to work on defense. I need to take more charge, especially on set pieces. All right.
Exactly. The
And hold on.
first goal lead
I'm about
scored.
to do something though. You see, if Leeds never have a croft like Bamford as them striker, Leeds would have probably equalized 2-2. Because
Yeah,
remember that guilty chance that he got when Lindelof and Maguire had that lapse in concentration that both of them never communicate
yeah.
and watch. The man get a chance, how the man do? The man bullshit. He also got a free header. The man bullshit again. So me personally, me disappointed with the result somewhat, I'm happy, yeah, but me kind of disappointed. Reason being, we should have scored more and we should have defended better. Martial, boy, he must have a baller still, but man deserves some kong still. But now, like I said, he play good yesterday, but then chance when get, he should have buried them. He
Big
should have
up,
buried them, but he
big,
not take none from him. He play good yesterday. All right. Probably Dima might like this comparison, but I know Bones not gonna like it. But Martial played like Bobby yesterday. He played like Firmino as a withdraw number 9.
I agree. He
Bones
played
can
well
like that
yesterday.
comment there too, man. Bones a Frenchman, so Bones can like it too, man.
No,
A
man, I say Bones not
Frenchman.
like Firmino doing the brother.
Oh, you love me Brazilian alone.
But,
Anyways,
but right, Jason, finish up though.
it was good for a goal difference though. I think we needed to get it back live, as I pointed out in the previous live. Yeah, Marcel did miss some chances, but overall he was good. And our statistically we are better. We have a higher win percentage when Martial does play. But as I was mentioning before, it was good for a goal difference to actually have that, because aside from Wolves, we had the worst goal difference in the top 10. And this is going to be a random stat, but this is the first time that at home United have actually, scored 6 and conceded 6 in the same season since Man United did it in 2011 when we lost to City and then scored the 8 against Arsenal. So, oh man, but I said from before that this title race might just come down to goal difference. So let's
But
continue to build on that.
You're the statistician, and I don't hear you flipping out the stats, boss man. All right, so since as you want, I will. Scott McTominay is the first player in Premier League history to score 2 goals in the first 3 minutes of any game.
Yes, sir.
Match
Yes,
between Man
sir.
United and Leeds yesterday is the first match to have that many shots.
You want that?
43 shots
43
overall.
shots.
You want a trophy?
43.
The three and want a trophy each. You and you. Eh?
Boss man, we're not talking about a relegation dogfight here. We're talking about a
If me a stay out on
that is
the
big man business. This is big people business.
if me a stay out on the argument, just a ask
Yeah,
me.
man. Yeah, man.
Me-
Guess when
me-
we
me-
talk about relegation dogfight, and I'm sure Van would agree because Van a come off here get one meeting.
Listen to
me
me.
did tell Bones from before, say left big people business alone and him left this.
Stay out of big people business. You see when you're called, that we just do the leash. You see me? Just put a leash and say, come on up. Anyways, I was gonna say, right? 43 shots in the match yesterday, but I give Corey in time now. Corey, it's your time to take over. Your view.
Oh, yes. You want me to elaborate more on the match?
I mean, it was so entertaining, no, brother. Can't, out here, man.
As I said, very entertaining. I think about 25 corners, 43 shots. Man U had 14 shots on goal. Leeds had 4 and scored 2. I think Leeds could have scored more if Brentford they scored those 2 early chances, as in there were pretty much sitters. He could have scored them. Leeds come out and started well. They should have scored again, but they get come up good early in the second half.
I was just about to point that out. That we have to big up on the keeper. He pulled off a beautiful save from Rafinha. It was a very good save.
Yeah. And then we were wondering why Dan James start, but we see the reason why him start. Man, run him.
What?
No. Stick use the pronoun properly. I know we, because me never did a wonder why Dan James start. Me know
Yeah,
why Dan James start. Most of
Exactly.
Uno
that's
did a
true.
wonder
That's
why.
Because
I was
Jason, I agree
wondering
with you
what's
because
that?
hold on a sec. As Jason said before he started to make his point, one thing you have to look forward to every match day when United is playing is the starting 11. I saw the amount of people saying, "Oh, Ole, SY him, Ole, yeah, B boy, Ole, yeah, this, Ole, yeah, that. Why no Pogba? Why
Typical.
no Van de Beek?" I was there and
Typical.
I was like, brother, you know, so I actually don't think because number one, even you yourself, Corey, because you're the biggest Pogba fan about. You see, Pogba they played the match yesterday. Pogba has slowed down the whole entire play. The match yesterday is to all right. Look at the midfield that he started. McTominay and Fred. That midfield was to actually counter Calvin Phillips and Matthias Click in the middle because you know so them on the robust. United yesterday, and me not lie, I don't forget all the ratings to this. Only beat Bielsa at him one game. The high press up in their face, the counter attacks. And that was the main reason why Dan James started yesterday because they know that
Mm-hmm.
Leeds tend to play very high with Alioski and Jack Harrison on that side. It was made for Dan James to exploit that, and he exploited it, and he got a yellow card that shouldn't have been a yellow card because that was actually a penalty. Because me
Could
say Jack
never.
if it's some,
Penalty. Madness.
Yeah,
but
yeah, that's true. When I was looking at the preview for the game or the review for the game, and most of the times Leeds just have one midfielder in the middle of the park. They leave a lot of space for Fred and Matip to run at them. And I was saying, why them that? But that's just how them play. That's just how them play. Everybody played well yesterday. Cavani came on and got chances. He didn't score. Dan didn't score. Marshall could have scored a hat trick as well. But he played well. He gave us the penalty. Bruno scored 2 goals. Before the game started, I always ask why there's no Pogba, and Pogba has been playing good for the last 2 to 3 matches. But I see the reason why, and I guess we just have to stick with Ole a little bit more longer. A lot of
all
people
right,
want him, but we have to stick
all
with
right.
him.
The final thing about it before we move on. Do you believe United can challenge for the title? Because I see a lot of media outlets talking about it, in which they shut up.
No.
We are not in any title race. Let me make that point blank here. We're not in a title race.
On the good they finish sixth.
Jason, what do you say? Are we in the title race or not?
No, no, no. Me agree. More than me that then nice too.
All right, Corey.
You ask me?
Yeah.
Based on where we sit, yes, but no. I don't think we have the squad and the players and the coach challenge for that title. And to
All right.
me, if Mourinho was our coach now, yes, I would say yes.
Brother,
Right,
man, really go come
understand.
brother, stop it nice.
But
Bones,
understand.
remember. We're
Yes,
not
we can
talking
leave
about
one alone.
relegation. We're not talking about
No,
relegation.
no, 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 no.
However, we can't get attack off a Man U.
No,
Eh?
man, relegation dogfight, we get attacked.
No, we can't attack off a Man U.
All right, go on.
There's no possible way on earth you can win one little game and then all of a sudden you become title contenders. Listen, it might go down. We not talk about Unu, because you say you disagree. We talk about the whole media thing. It might go down to and go back to the fact say on the next 3 games you lose based on how the league go. Or in next 3 games you draw. You have to see the thing as the youth say. The thing is, believe say, and me too, no believe so, no have the depth of squad fit challenge. Of course, you can and might challenge, and that's just based off of how Leicester did for them thing. But currently, me not think you can challenge.
All
I
right,
know
hold on.
Bones thing, that's
Demo,
false.
trust me, you get banned from the program, yeah. Come on, keep up on spam the comment section. Demo, you are banned.
No. I see Bones. No biasness, but me I gotta disagree with that because for me personally, I think United, especially this season, have required depth to actually get it done. But you see, because we know better about expectations and with Manchester United under Oli, that's why we're having reservations. because we can't have the best player. Look at the midfield. We have the best player in the Premier League right now, a world class talent, and a very good midfielder that can't even get on the pitch. Not to mention we have two very good goalkeepers. The depth is there. It's
All right,
just we know
all
better.
right. So we'll now move on to the fixtures that took place today, and we saw Burnley claiming a 2-1 scalp of Wolves. That cross by Charlie Taylor for the opening goal. Brother, no actually see it?
Yeah, me see it.
It was a peach of a cross, man. Bones, I look at it from a lot of standpoint, right? And the first thing that I look at, if he had tried to like cross the ball, like literally cross the power,
Drive it, like you drive it.
like we drive it, then say that would have blocked by defenders.
Oh yeah.
Yo, you see the deft touch of the man make by chipping it.
But yeah, and a good chip.
It was a perfectly weighted layer for him, brother, and trust me, a good goal that.
Yeah, man.
Good square.
No, but the result, did the result surprise you guys?
Yes, it surprised me.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I think. Well,
Right.
based on the fact that I predicted Wolves to win, yes, but history head-to-head actually gives Burnley the edge. Wolves haven't beaten Burnley at home since them come back to the Premier League. So I just think Wolves them, as I said, I repeatedly say that I expected them to kick on from last season, but them just drop off big time.
Mona said then drop off, Jason. Them in a good position still for continue on the part where them are continue since they come back in the Premier League. If you look on which part then. But Mr. Dyche finally I get something more time players then.
Well, I know once remember we did tell you from day one, me, Levan and Demo, the gang up when Burnley did start off the man just know how to get the job done.
But change the facts, they're still boring.
Yeah, them boring, yeah, but as we told you from the beginning that
Never get the job done.
Get it, brother.
But me not think then they boring in a game today still. Then they very direct, very attacking, very direct and thing and that.
Very direct with long ball.
Then how else they are gonna be direct?
Yeah, as a year man put it, it seems like all Burnley doing training is just put 10 man behind the ball and just say, all right, do it, McNeil, do it, can't do.
Kick ball.
But we flipped over a fixture that because we talked so long, it seems like we forget. But we saw Sam Allardyce losing his first match yesterday.
Big Sam.
Aston Villa claiming a 3-0 victory. Quick and fast. What you saw that? Corey.
Sam Allardyce's first match. I think one of the most thing that affects Sam Allardyce was that red card. I think he was playing for a draw. He needed the point, or he needed the points, but they started out flat. Aston Villa took the ball to them, and that red card just hampered them more and more. So Aston Villa, the better team, they came out winning by 3-0.
Do you agree that it was a red card or not?
Somewhat. He went over the I think Grealish ankle. I'm not sure, but he went over the player.
Yeah, you never catch him. All right, what had happened is that he had got fouled first, Liverpool, and it seems like it was somewhat of a retaliation, but he did it on the wrong player. And brother, so if you go studs up on a man, dear red card, brother, you have no complaint.
But 5 days after Aston player do the same thing, and them give him a yellow card.
But it was a red card in my estimation, though. But happy that Villa got a win, move them away from the Onion team more. So happy about that. Now the final.
Bear in mind, 11, Villa have 2 games in, and if them win those 2 games, they've got 28 points.
Yeah, you have to big up Aston Villa, man. Aston Villa, one of the founder clubs of the Premier League, so you'd always want them to do well. They already have 7 wins from their opening 12. Last season, it took them 24 games to get 7 wins. So
Brother,
they've Jack Grealish is just on another planet right now.
yo, brother, and if you remember where Aston Villa come from, what, surviving by a point last season?
Yeah, it took them until the final day to
And
secure
if it was
survival.
if it wasn't for a mistake by VAR, they would have been down in the championship.
All right.
Against Sheffield. Remember,
Them robbed Sheffield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
The goalkeeper
we
took the ball over the line.
on a serious note, how you want to see teams like Aston Villa and then team this is how you want to see them. They struggle to stay up one season and then the next season they come and them performing brilliantly. Yeah, I not like say the man them just I not like say yo them a come and get some little flips win here and there. The man them a beat teams convincingly. You understand? I don't know. You get what I mean? I said them a really beat teams consistently. And this should be an example for every other little team, including Arsenal. For sure you say yo, you actually can't do a little thing when you put your head and your mind together and work with the project. You understand? So, honestly, I love Aston Villa based on where they come from. Surviving by VAR and by 1 point. It's just brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
All right, and with the final fixture of the weekend, we saw Chelsea claiming a 3-0 victory over West Ham earlier today. Ben Chilwell gone down injured. Don't know how long he'll be out for. But Tammy Abraham finally coming up with the goods. 2 goals in what? 2 minutes?
Yeah, lucky guy.
Jason, go ahead.
I don't think West Ham did enough to trouble Chelsea. This could easily have been a rout. Timo Werner just don't have him shooting boots, and I don't know what has happened. I don't know what has happened to him. But big up Tammy Abraham still. 20 PL goals for Chelsea. The second youngest player to reach that feat behind Hazard. So yeah, it was a decent victory for Chelsea. And West Ham and David Moyes, his struggles continues against Chelsea because Stamford Bridge is not a happy hunting ground for him. He has not won there in 16 tries. And just to let the fans know that this isn't the first stadium that him actually having this trouble, because he hasn't won at Anfield for 16 tries either. So all in all, you would expect over the balance of play that it was an expected win for Chelsea. Don't know how long, as a point out, Chilwell will be out for, but we'll see. Big up to Thiago. Big up to my Brazilian Thiago Silva, who has more goals than Willian have shots on target this season. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to ask the Chelsea fans in the comment section a question. Do you think the curse on the number 29 shirt by Morata is actually following Kai Havertz? Let me hear what I have to say about that. But Werner seems to be in a slump at the moment, and it's not a case as if he's not getting the chances, because chances are coming, but he's just not converting. And don't know if I'm a baller that still, and I expect him to pull through, because then again, as I said before, he's being played somewhat out of position. But even though I said that, right? Even though I said that, it's just a case like Marshall that said, the man actually get the opportunities to score. They can't keep on bush chances like that. And even though him himself come out and I think it was on Saturday, he came out and said that he's finding the English league very tough. That is when I came out and he actually said it, that he's finding it very tough.
Mm-hmm.
I hear a lot of people say Lampard don't know his best 11. Do you think so?
Agree. All right, me tell you something. I'm going to discuss it on the last live, but me know say I never catch it. Lampard is a huge fan of Mount. A lot of Chelsea fans then disagreed on the last live, but me personally don't think that his best 11. And a lot of other Chelsea fans said it to me in person, that they don't think Lampard best 11 should include Mount. They think that they should use a 4-2-3-1 formation with Kovacic and Kante being the two holding mids, Pulisic on the left wing, Havertz playing as a secondary striker or a number 10, because that's where he flourished at Leverkusen. And then you have ZH on the right and Werner up top.
To be honest,
But then again, I think Kai will also come good. It's just that
things tough
some players take a bit of time to kind of settle down in the league. So we just hope him come good, and then he's also young. So let's just hope that happen and the man will come through good.
Like me watch the game today and me feel like West Ham should have probably get more out of the game. Second half before Chelsea scored their second goal, it was just all West Ham United right through until Abraham scored that goal. Two lucky goals, but as a striker, those are the positions. Those are the positions that you want to get yourself into. It was a brave decision from Lampard to bench Giroud, who was actually in form, and play Tammy Abraham. So yeah, me agree. Him I find it difficult to pick him best 11. I find it difficult to pick him best 11 at the present moment. And when you have good players at a club and they now play, he put a strain on their career, right? And me think some of these Chelsea players are going to end up probably not having a good finish to their careers because they're now getting the amount of game times and whatever them are going to need. Some of them like Jorginho and them, man, they have to go move on. Giroud and them, and they have to go move on just the same. So it was a good performance by Chelsea, but West Ham before the second and third goal should have gotten more out of the game, I believe.
All right, so let's move on and we'll just get your insights quick and fast on these couple fixtures that will take place across tomorrow and Wednesday. In the EFL Cup, we see Brentford will take on Newcastle. Jason, quick and fast.
I actually expect Brentford to get the win in this one. You thought that they would suffer with the loss of Ben Rama and Ollie Watkins, but Ivan Toney, 16 goals already this season. He has been a most adequate replacement. So
Jamaican linkage.
Yes, sir. I definitely think Brentford can cause Newcastle problems, and I actually predicting them to go through over Newcastle.
Corey.
Which one? Arsenal, Man City?
No man, same Brentford, Newcastle.
Anytime EFL Cup play, I normally go with the bigger team, which is the Premier League team. I don't know much about Brentford. I haven't seen them from the season start. That's where Jesus say and the statsman says 16 goals already. that is something big, So I'm gonna stick with Newcastle. I was gonna stick with Newcastle because I think these lower clubs them want a trophy, so them are gonna go all out for a trophy.
All right, Bones, quick and fast.
Newcastle to win.
All right, we're gonna move on to Onion versus Manchester City. That is Arsenal against Man City. So let's go around the table, and we won't waste much time because time is everything, and then time is running. So yeah. Arsenal, Man City, Bones.
Arsenal to win 5-4 on penalties.
Wow. Corey.
I'm gonna say Man City to win 2-0.
Jason.
I say 3-0 to Man City.
Right.
Okay. And then on Wednesday we'll see Stoke taking on Tottenham. Jason.
Stoke this season they've kept clean sheets in half of the matches that they've played, but when it comes to cup competitions and Mourinho, that seems to be his specialty. So I think Tottenham will have too much for Stoke in this one.
Again, we'll go with Bones.
Tottenham to win 1-0.
Corey.
Tottenham 2-1.
All right, and with the final fixture of the EFL Cup, Everton takes on Man United. Jason.
I think depending on the starting 11, it will kind of show the ambitions that Ole have and his priorities. If him start players like Bruno and Rashford tomorrow, then you know what thinking. But I honestly think he can rest Bruno and Rashford tomorrow. Pogba didn't kick a ball midweek. Van de Beek must can start. Martial, Cavani, Greenwood, all of these players. Henderson must can get a game. We have a lot of players can come in and still have enough quality to beat Everton. So I say a 2-1 victory for United.
But honestly, still doing a Jesse. You know, say me personally, you know, say a man like Galbraith, Pujmal, and Pilistrim wants to do.
No, man, more than likely, I can see them in a FA Cup, man, against Watford.
Right,
I doubt I can see them. I doubt I can see them before that, but we'll see.
All right, Corey.
2-1 Man U.
And to be honest, I'm not for ask Bones because I know I'm going to say Everton to win 2-1.
Everton 3, Man U 0.
A bad mind by you.
Yo, Bones, remember one thing though. One thing we have to remember, you know, is that it's a Bones prediction the other day has been all over the place like imposture right now.
Lie. That's a lie. But anyways, since you now got half an affiliation where you did want me to say, man, you are going hell no. But I want to get 6.
Bones,
That's
Bones, watch your boss man.
That's fine, brother. Me tell you that that's fine. I will bounce back.
But all right, we have come to the end of the live. It was once again a successful live. Tonight we actually saw the most views reach 31 tonight.
I threw demon at there.
I will tell you.
He'll win out to one side.
Look what Peter again.
He won't be able to kill anybody because Demo is banned for the show for the next 2 weeks. Demo started a petition in the comment section. So Demo, prepare, because I'm a dead serious, brother. You're banned for the show from the next 2 weeks. With that being said, though, we saw 31 viewers tonight, and I want to say thank you to everybody for all those who are passing through for the first time. Don't let it be your first and don't let it be your last. We do this every Friday. Once Premier League action will be taking place over the weekend, we are here every single Friday, and from time to time we have different analysts on the panel. Because all right, I know one person for a fact. Vaughn doesn't want to see Bones for Friday. Started the petition say Bones out because no man in the top 10 mustn't be on the panel. But then again, we have to have a man to discuss the relegation dogfight. So
exactly.
You have to understand the levels. But as I said, thank you for everyone that has tuned in. Thank you for every single person that has been supporting the weekly dose of sports. With that being said, stay tuned. We'll be here Friday. And since as it will come before the next show, until Merry Christmas to everybody. And keep safe through the festive period. And as I warned you guys about in the last live, don't walk with the things that the thief them want. Don't attract the unnecessary attention to yourself. With that being said, thank you, Jason. Thank you, Bones. Thank you, Corey, for passing through. Until Friday, peace out, boss man. Take care of yourself.
All
right, hold on, Bones.
Shut up.